Hello, this is Manish Patel with the EII Capital Group. Today is September 11, 2010. This is the weekly Ichimoku analysis for commodity futures. Before we begin, we go for our normal disclaimer. This is for educational purpose only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim or TradeStation. Here are my contact details. You could also follow us on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so let's go and start looking at the Ichimoku rating system. Remember, we're looking at this rating column here, and what we're looking at for is for bullish scenarios for both the daily and weekly to be 5, 6, 7, and 8 for bullish, and negative 5 to negative 8 for bearish. You could see that soybean contracts basically are bullish right now. Corn is bullish. There's a little weakness on the weekly time frame as far as sugar is concerned, so we'll go look at that. Coffee is bullish, oats are bullish, so all these commodity futures are all bullish. You notice that? Gold is still bullish. I know it pulled back a little last week, but it's still bullish. Silver is bullish. Platinum is kind of on the weak side. If you look at crude oil had a little pop last Friday. This a couple of days ago, yesterday in fact, so that's now went into a little more bullish rating on the daily, but still bearish. Natural gas is still bearish across the board. So commodity futures are basically bullish. If you look at more towards the metals, they're all bullish except for the platinum. And then if you look at oil and gas, they're still very bearish. So let's go look at the charts and look at some of these as far as the charts are concerned. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go and look at futures. Let's go look at I want to go look at some of these soybean slash DS. Where is that? Let's go look at wheat first. That's here. If you look at wheat on the weekly time frame, it's now pulled back all the way to the Tinkinson. Notice it bounced off that, and we're kind of following along the Tinkinson right now. This is still very bullish. It's a little weak right now. Reason why is you kind of bounced off the Tinkinson, and the pullback has not been confirmed. Just because we went above this last bar high on the weekly doesn't mean that the pullback is confirmed. We really got to wait and see what happens, but you need to make sure that this thing breaks this level right here, at least 757, before you start looking at an opportunity for it to go retest this high here. And then, sorry, we'll put that there, and there. Our targets really for wheat are really to get to about 910 before it stops its bullish momentum. Okay, so that's our targets, but we'll have to see what happens with price. If you look at this, if you look at the daily confirms that this is still not ready, and if you notice, it has yet to be a close above the Cadenson. Okay, so we're going to take this level here, and we're going to actually we're going to delete this guy because it doesn't want to cooperate. In fact, we put a couple of them there, so we're going to delete all of them. We're going to redraw that level because it really needs to be here at the Cadenson right there on the weekly time frame. Okay, so we have not gone above it. That's why this has been looking a little weak as far as bullish is concerned, and the weekly was still strong. Okay, so there's nothing really on wheat there at all. Let's go look at soybean futures. If you look at soybean futures, they're basically slow. We broke through this little resistance level here. We came back. That resistance level turned into support, which then we broke through it, and then we came all the way. Now we're very close to the Tinkinson at all. I don't like that at all. Reason why is if this broke for that resistance level here, it should not have gone lower than this level right around here. It's the idea that it did is not great at all. Let's go look at the weekly time frame. And that explains why, because if you look at the weekly time frame, we're going for the cloud, and there's a lot of congestion there. So really there's nothing there until we break out of this cloud. So we're not going to really look at soybean anymore until we get above this level here. I'm just going to put an alert, and then on Twitter I'll let everyone know that we broke for that level. So there's nothing really there on the bullish side, and then we'll put an alert here on the bearish side here. So we'll come in and look at these only when needed. Otherwise, it's a waste of our time to even look at this pair until it comes out of these ranges. Okay, so we're just going to keep on moving forward. And we're gonna look at some other commodity futures. Let's go look at oats. Oats is still flying through the roof. You could see it's going. It actually broke our resistance level. There was two resistance levels. One was roughly around here, and the next one was here, and we broke through those. And we're now going higher, and we're actually at our target here, which we had talked about a couple of weeks ago when oat finally broke through the cloud. So we have now got to the level that we thought it was going to get there. Remember when it first broke out of the cloud, we said we wait for a pullback, look for opportunities then. And so if you were day trading, you could have looked at lower opportunities somewhere in there. If you're weekly trading, you could have done a breakout right here. And pretty much we got to our target level there. And we're still very, very strong to a point. Now, there's a possibility we can possibly come all the way up to 351. 351, or you got this level here. Okay, there's actually a couple of levels here. Was one right there too. So oats is still strong going forward. And if you look at the daily time frame, zoom this in a little. Wow, it's scrunched up, but let's see if we can zoom this in. There's all the minor levels there. So they're about 10 points apart, all the levels there. But this is still very strong because Tinkinson, Cadenton is pointing up. Chicago's in open space. And the Kumo future is still very strong. Okay? Let's go look at corn. Corn is flying for the roof on the daily. And on the weekly, we got to our level here that we had expected. We broke through that this week. And now we're heading towards 543. So we are heading towards 543 as far as the weekly is concerned. On the daily time frame, let's zoom in. Everything seems very, very strong, and we're moving up there. So you know, if you're in corn, stay with it. Remember, the Cadenton is a good stop. So use the Cadenton minus a buffer as a stop. After you make X number of points, start using the Tinkinson as your stop to preserve more profits and do not give them back. Okay. 30-year Treasury bonds. Remember last week we talked about this. If we look at last week we had basically come down here. We said, okay, this could be a possibility for the minor pullback to be, and then it could go retest the high. However, it was not a minor pullback. It's now starting to become a leading pullback, a major one possibly. Reason why is we now close below the Tinkinson on the weekly, and there's a possibility we're going to go all the way up to here, or right here, or right here if this is a major pullback, and then we could go retest the high. But we gotta wait and see. But if you're a counter trend player, this is probably where you need to play the 30-year Treasury bonds. But if you're a trend trader, stay away from this. If you could see from the daily time frame, the Cadenton Tinkinson just crossed. Ideally, you want a little minor pullback, possibly up to here, right here again. Turn that support into a resistance, and then start going down and possibly getting to the bottom of this cloud. Okay. Let's see. Let's go look at gold. I love gold. Gold, as you said, expected, kind of butt ahead against all these major resistance levels here. Did that right there. We got about 1264. Kind of bounced off that, went below the Tinkinson, and we possibly can sit there and go to this level here, or possibly here. Okay. Now that's a double top or triple top. Most people look at it in a weekly, daily, so they're thinking, okay, the gold run is now over. So a lot of people are shorting this to the downside, but be very, very careful. Reason why, this is still bullish trend intact. Okay, let's go look at the weekly. If you look at the weekly, nothing to it at all. The Tinkinson's price kind of escaped the Tinkinson, so we kind of starting to equalize a little. Tinkinson's moving up. And honestly, if we go sideways here a little, just at this value right now, and around 1240 to about 1255, we just go sideways. This this commodity is going to get strong, and then has a possibility of breaking for that triple top of 1264. Only time will tell. We got to see what happens with this commodity. Okay, so that's it for this week for the commodity future weekly Ichimoku analysis. If you have any questions, please contact us. Have a good week trading.